What's going on, guys? This is Bruce Matson, your host of the show, Metric Scout Fantasy Football, the show that looks at all things fantasy from redraft, dynasty, everything in between. Something you're into, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, tell your people so we can spread the word. Recently, I've been covering my running back rankings. Started off covering the elite tier, the top 6, my previous one. Check that out in the bio. In there, to start it off, I was talking about Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Ezekiel Elliott, and Alvin Kamara as my top 6. Now we're getting into the back half of the top 12, the 7 through 12 range of the running backs in these rankings. And first off, we're going to get it cracking with Jonathan Taylor as RB7. Very impressive runner with a very impressive resume coming out of college. He was third in the league in rushing last year, averaged 2.95 yards after contact per attempt, has the long speed, has the size, has everything you want, catches the ball in the backfield. The only question a lot of people have with him is pretty much the competition he's going to be facing. Marlon Mack, Hines, those guys. Will they be eating away his touches, or will this be him being the lead guy? I like to think of him as a generational type of talent. Has the production from college, 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons. Athletically is a marvel. Size-adjusted speed score 4 days, 4.3 guy, and has the pedigree to be a workhorse back at the NFL level. I feel good ranking him high. I feel good chasing him in the first round. That's why I have him placed here in my ranks. The next guy I have in my rankings is Cam Akers. From week 12 to the end of the season, he had a 34% opportunity share. He looks the part. He has enough size. He has speed. He has burst. He catches the ball in the backfield. He's getting usage. He got used heavily in the playoffs. This is going to transition to his second year. He's at least going to start the season with a high workload. If he continues to impress, continues to do well, he's going to be an RB1. He's going to produce. He's a guy with a rocket ship on his back. He's ready to go to the moon. And with this usage that we've seen at the end of the season and that we're projecting him to get for 2021, there's no way that he's not going to be an RB1 if he stays healthy and stays productive. The next running back on my list, I think this is RB9, is Nick Chubb. I think he's the best overall runner in the league. Has size, has speed, has burst. I wish he was used a little bit more in the passing game. I wish he wasn't sharing the backfield with Kareem Hunt, but when it comes to being productive, he gets the job done. While missing 4 games, he was still RB11. He was a high-end running back prospect coming out of college, and that transitioned to his career here. There's been no change from his 2020 situation to now, so he should be able to rock and roll with a high volume of work and be productive. The next running back I'm talking about is RB10 on the list. His name's Joe Mixon, running back from the Cincinnati Bengals. He has 3 down, workhorse back written all over him. Injuries killed him last year, but the thing about him is this offense is getting better. They added Jamar Chase. Joe Burrow's in his second year, but he's coming back from injury. I understand that. The volume is going to increase. He is serviceable in the passing game. Size-adjusted speed, can be productive if he's healthy and on the field, and if the offense is clicking. I am worried about the offensive line. I'm worried about the offense being good in general because there's a lot of moving pieces here, but there's also a lot of upside. But now we're in the back of the first round, early second round. He's like the RB10 in my rankings here. He has the potential to be a top 5 running back. He has the potential to bust too. Low floor, but a very high ceiling type of player. Type of player I like to invest in. Joe Mixon, book him at the 10. RB11. If you want to go a little bit safe here, go with Austin Eckler. He catches the ball in the backfield. He's speedy, he's burst, and he's paired with Justin Herbert. Very efficient passing game. If you want to rank him ahead of Joe Mixon, go ahead. I understand that. I think he's a very safe asset. He was RB26 last year after missing 6 games. He was RB2 or better in 6 weeks last year and only had 3 bad games. He was productive when he was healthy, and he's productive when he's on the field. His usage in the passing game is what helps him. He was on pace for 87 catches last year, and the year prior he caught 92 balls. As long as he's on the field, you're going to expect him to be heavily used as a passing back, catching the ball, getting him those PPR points. Him being ranked at RB11 is kind of low here. Him being ranked above Mixon is fine. You may be able to push him up even higher because that usage in the passing game really helps in PPR. The last running back on this list that I'm after, and I could bump him up higher or drop him lower depending on what happens to him in these next few weeks, is Aaron Jones. He is tethered to Aaron Rodgers. The impact of whether or not Aaron Rodgers is on this team is really a factor to his production. If Rodgers is not with the Packers in 2021, that's highly going to impact his production because they're not going to be able to move chains as much. They're not going to be able to move the ball through the air as well. And it's just going to be harder for him to get those red zone touches, to get them targets out of the backfield, to get all that usage, the volume that we're used to him seeing. You can throw everything he did in prior years out the window if Rodgers is gone. If Rodgers is there, wheels are back up. He is back to where he was. He is bumped back up in my rankings. However, if he's not there, I'm going to drop him. So I kind of got him in this pivotal point. I put him at RB12, kind of like the safe zone for right now. We are in late June, so we'll know more here in about a month or so about his situation. But I don't want to go all in or make people think we should go in on Jones when we have this pivotal point in his situation on his team. He's a good player, good situation if Rodgers is there. Pretty bad one if he's not, or at least skeptical. You never know. Love may be the second coming of Rodgers. We don't know. More than likely not, but I don't want to bet on it with these early picks and redraft, since redraft is a sprint to the finish line. Those are my top 12. The first 6 was in a previous video, is linked down the bottom in the description. Those first 6 was Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Ezekiel Elliott, and Alvin Kamara. The back half of the first 12 is Jonathan Taylor, Cam Akers, Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon, Austin Eckler, and then Aaron Jones. Some of these guys are probably going to be moved up and down the rankings as we get closer to draft season for fantasy football. That's just being objective and changing things up. Should be part of everyone's process, but nothing's in concrete when we're here late in June. Austin Eckler is a guy that I think will be a riser for me in my ranks. Jonathan Taylor, Cam Akers, Nick Chubb's pretty much set in stone. Joe Mixon, I'm a little iffy on. I doubt I'd pump him up any higher unless we get some weird news, but there's a chance I can bump him down a spot or two. Aaron Jones, obviously, due to him being tethered to Aaron Rodgers. I want to thank you for watching the show, sticking with me this long. If I kept you entertained, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. I got more coming at you. More videos. I'm posting on the regular, all informative, doing deep dives on players, helping you out for your fantasy teams. If you got any questions, if you got any topics you want me to cover, hit that up in the comments. I'll try to accommodate you the best I can. But again, thank you, and I'll catch you next time.